Well, howdy do. Good afternoon, or as you can see, it's getting later now. Good evening. It's Saturday. Didn't work today because Sister Julie, she tripped in the hallway last night during a tornado. The tornado isn't related to why she fell, but she tore up her knee pretty bad. So we prayed over it, and I believe it's some better, but she had to go to the hospital today and get it x-rayed, and I don't know if she's torn something or if she's done some damage, but it's pretty significant, and she's in a lot of pain. So anyway, she's not here right now, and neither is Brother Michael. So I have opportunity to be home. I've been working in my room today, reorganizing it. I did another video. Took some recreational time on my laptop, played a game a little bit, and now I'm going to bring to you Beside the Still Waters Devotional. This is the first week in probably a month where I've had some motivation to actually do more devotional videos. I've just been burned out lately, and not because of these, but just because of other things going on. Anyway, we did survive, as you can see, those two tornadoes, 2 or 3 that touched down in the area. Thank God they didn't hit the city. I want to say a special thank you to everybody who prayed for us. It was well needed. I'd put a video out last night. I was waiting outside, and just as I started the video and I was talking, the tornado sirens had gone off, and they went on for hours. And we had giant hail, probably 1 to 2, maybe even as big as 3 inches in diameter. We went out and checked our vehicles. They were fine. Our neighbor, apparently his windshield on one of his vehicles was smashed from the hail. That was big stuff going on. And the hail was falling around the time Sister Julie tripped in the hallway. So it was kind of a rough night. But anyway, this is January the 8th. And this is the 2020 portion of these devotionals. I have so many of these. They're going to take me a long time to do them. This is called Men Stealers. The 10th verse of 1 Timothy says, "For whoremongers, for them that defile themselves with mankind, for men stealers," don't know what version that is, "for liars, for perjured persons, and if there be any other thing that is contrary to sound doctrine." Let's go to 1 Timothy. This was a Christmas shirt I got. Sister Julie gives PJs, like a shirt and PJ bottoms that I'll match. Not the shirts, but the PJ bottoms will match everybody else. And this happens to be a shirt that I got in 2023, our first Christmas in this house, and I found it in the closet yesterday, so I threw it on. Thought I'd wear it for this video here tonight. I missed this shirt. I actually like it, but I kind of sweat through it today when I was working, so it's going to need some washing. All right, let's go to 1 Timothy chapter 1, starting with verse 3, warning against false doctrine. Paul says to Timothy, "As I urged you when I went into Macedonia, continue to remain at Ephesus so that you might command some to teach no other doctrine. Nor pay attention to fables and endless genealogies, which cause debates rather than godly edifying, which is in faith. Now the goal of this command is love from a pure heart and from a good conscience and from sincere faith. From this some have lost their way and turned aside to empty talk, desiring to be teachers of the law and understanding neither what they say nor what they affirm. But we know that the law is good if someone uses it lawfully. And we know that the law is not given for a righteous person, but for the lawless and disobedient, for the ungodly and for the sinners, for the unholy and the profane, for those who kill their fathers and mothers, for murderers, for the sexually immoral, for sodomites, for slave traders." Those are the men stealers. A lot of sex trafficking going on in the world today. It's terrible. I'm not even going to get into all that, but slave traders, for liars, for perjurers, and for anything else that is contrary to sound doctrine, according to the glorious gospel of the blessed God, which was committed to my trust, the Apostle Paul said. 2 nights ago, I preached in our church, and that's probably my best message yet because the Lord got a hold of me for about 10 minutes in that preaching. I preached for about 45 minutes. It went well, and a lot of people were blessed by it, and that blessed me, and I've been thinking about it today. Just thinking about Bible verses and preaching the Word. Men Stealers. Our author is Fred Beachy from Crofton, Kentucky. Never heard of it. He says, today's key verse speaks of men stealers. which refers to those who kidnap men, women, and children in order to sell them as slaves. God classes these with the most abominable of people. We would not consider doing such a thing, but have we ever been guilty of stealing another person's heart away from God? It were better for him that a millstone were hanged about his neck and he cast into the sea than that he should offend one of these little ones. So the author's talking about Christians, period. I tend to, that's good, but I tend to think that verse is more toward actual children and to young believers in the faith. But, we're not supposed to do wrong to God's people, especially. How easily we can be on an occasion for someone to stumble. God plants seeds of faith in people's hearts, but sometimes we interfere with the growth of those seeds. How often do I cause this to happen by insisting on what I want without considering how it will affect others? Inconsistent living and unkind words or deeds can also steal people's hearts away from God. Let us remember that our actions can increase the faith of those we meet or discourage them and cause them to stumble. We need to ask God to give us wholesome thoughts and words that are beneficial to all we meet. And the apostles said unto the Lord, increase our faith. And the Lord said, if ye had faith as a grain of mustard seed, ye might say unto this sycamine tree, be thou plucked up by the root, and be thou planted into the sea, and it should obey you. Luke 17:5-6. If we have such faith, we can claim the promise in Proverbs 3:23, which says, then shalt thou walk in thy way safely, and thy foot shall not stumble. Alrighty. In James 3:2 it says, it's got a Bible verse here, for in many things we offend all. If any man offend not in word, the same is a perfect man, and able also to bridle the whole body. Amen to that. Well, thank you for tuning in with me. I hope you have enjoyed this one. Please feel free to share any of these videos around. And as always, our ministry is always in need of funding. And if you ever feel led to donate to our ministry, the information that you need to do that is right here at the end of the video. God bless. See you next time.